Yeah,
So
and definitely artists, what they produce, reflects, the times, reflects what goes into their consciousness and what comes out. So, in that regard, all art and all output from all of us is both a reflection of what's going on in the culture, and it's kind of like it's some kind of a processing point. So every person is receiving everything that's going on. It's like a loop almost, but there's still some kind of processing that's happening, because when when you consume someone else's art, which already has certain inherent meaning, imbued by the author, right? So author meant something like, oh, this is meaningful to me. Here's my art. When you consume it, you interpret that meaning, but the meaning you derive from it is still unique to you. It may have, it's essentially you are creating new meaning at that point. And if it's truly new and truly unique, you are then inspired to produce in turn your art or some kind of meaning that you get out of that in the world. This is a pretty cool way to think about it, because it kind of shows you how our whole reality is this interdependent meaning exchange this way. Because we'll all consume stuff from each other all the time, right? We consume each other's works, words, emotions. Emotions is a form of meaning that can be ingested and expressed. So this is just one big whirlpool of us saying to each other, like, you seeing this? You seeing this? I'm seeing this. Are you seeing this? It's very trippy.
because we can't help it, right? Because every single day you're receiving information, you're reacting to it, you have thoughts about it, right? And this is the reason why, well, part of the reason, how what we know is that if you want to punish somebody, you just put them in solitary confinement with no input, right? So it's because if you think our mind as computers, like it's constantly reading data, it's constantly receiving and interpreting data. So when there's nothing, sometimes in limited fashion, that could be a therapeutic thing. Imagine the float tank, right? It can be a helpful thing. But imagine if you're being like that for a long time, like that's a punishment because you go mad because you don't have any information to interpret. The brain is like, I need data. What's going on?
Well,
I can't
unless you know how to meditate,
afford that. Yeah,
that's
how do
kind
you
of
process
what
it?
I want to experiment with at some point, because uh, I mean, I don't even know how you do it these days, but imagine the luxury of doing something like that these days, of, I don't know, having you'd have to go to some kind of cabin in the woods with enough
Yeah.
supplies to say, if you want to do it like a 10 days or a month or something like that. But imagine how much preparation and resources something like that would take. Besides that, you'd have to, I guess, contact some kind of monasteries, and I don't know if anybody offers anything like that off the cuff. But yeah, it's a big level of luxury. Well, which I do want to attempt at some point, because I think something interesting happens there. Because this is what I'm fluctuating between. Hey, all this meaning. Let's see what else is meaningful. Let's see what kind of meaning I can construct. I fluctuate between that, and I don't want any more meaning. It's enough meaning for like, I'm tired of this shit.
I
And
understand you, man, because
you
that's
know what I
how,
mean?
yeah, I
Exactly.
know what you mean. It's because that's humanity. We're this creature who is vacillating between two extremes. It's like, oh, I can't be too hot, I can't be too cold, I can't be too,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't be too hungry, I can't be
And you
too,
never arrive at this optimal spot that you
right.
want.
But that's the nature of us. That's how it works. I'm sorry, but this is life. You are being alive. A thing alive is change. You have this kind of fluctuations, and you kind of have to deal with it, right? Because I think a lot of people, I think the issue is we're trying to have a set defined, like this is it. I don't want to. I just want this to be it. But it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work that like that, you know? And I think we need to get used to the idea that, well, just like you can have a quote unquote good morning, bad morning, well, things change. And you just have to be able to be okay with that. Be okay. This is fine. This is the state
Yeah,
of
this is what it
things.
is right now. It's going to be
So
something else later.